This is the Tecno Pova 6 Pro. If you are on a tight budget and want a powerful gaming smartphone, stick around to know what this phone actually is. It's cheap because it retails at around $250, and at that price you are getting a 120Hz AMOLED display, up to 256GB of internal storage and 24GB of RAM, an average performing MediaTek chipset, as well as a large 6000 mAh battery. Before we continue, I need you to smash that subscribe button because we are less than 70 subscribers to hit 500 subscribers, and I want us to get there as soon as possible. Starting with the unboxing experience, you get the phone itself, and beneath that is a 13-month warranty sticker, a couple of manuals, a protective case, a pair of earphones because this phone has a headphone jack obviously, a USB-C cable and a 70-watt charging brick. How fast does this charging brick take to fill this phone's 6000 mAh battery? Well, stick around to find out. Then with the design, unlike previous Tecno Pova smartphones, though they looked great, none has jumped at me as much as this one has. It looks futuristic with the metallic aesthetic. The sides are flat to promote the premium look, and at 195 grams, it's one of the lightest gaming smartphones you can get. I got a huge smile on my face when I saw that this phone is 7.8mm thin, which is really impressive as that body contains a large battery cell, coolant and even more. The phone is a plastic build which I'm not very happy about, but it's barely noticeable because of how it looks like it's metallic. It's very sturdy without any signs of flexing, which does make it look very premium. But the most impressive area of this design is this. Doesn't something like this look quite familiar to you? So you might have heard about a smartphone called the Nothing Phone 1, which had a unique feature called the glyph lighting system, which works like this. And this Pova 6 Pro harnesses the same concept, and I like the way it goes about it. So basically you can set this lighting system to act as an indicator for notifications, for alarms and phone calls. If you are also a party pooper or a music lover, this glyph system can be configured to relay the actual beats of the song you are playing, which I think is very cool. It doesn't go too deep into the aspect of customizability like the Nothing Phone can, because you have limited customization options and you can't set the lighting system to distinguish between different notifications or phone numbers. But I can see that it does enough important things to call it useful. Onto display, I can confidently say this is not for one-handed operation. It's a 6.8-inch Beastly panel with a 1080p resolution, 120Hz refresh rate and a peak brightness of 1300 nits. Did you notice that? Yeah, the bezels are super slim, which I am very proud of, and it's a massive relief to me that even budget phones are looking this good. On the other hand, in Nigeria it's not so good because this phone retails at about 300,000 naira, which is really a miss. Moving on, this display is amazing for content consumption because of its color accuracy. Because of its brightness level, you can use it under direct sunlight without any issues, and the 120Hz refresh rate makes the scrolling experience a lot smoother. In the settings, you can set it to 60Hz, 90Hz, 120Hz, or to automatically adjust between these refresh rates depending on what you're actually doing. Streaming content doesn't support HDR, but it's not enough to say that this screen is bad because this is easily one of the best screens there are at this price. This phone runs iOS 14 slapped on Android 14, and the software experience is pretty cool. It has things going down for itself because swiping to the left, instead of seeing a Google with cover feed, you get a whole bunch of random widgets. Swiping down from the right side reveals the high-res themed notification shade, which looks really cool by the way. I was not impressed at the amount of pre-installed Bluetooth, it actually made me cry. But on the bright side, you can uninstall some of them, and you also got a really neat gaming space. This phone is advertised on the gaming premise and should be really optimized for gaming. There are many options to fiddle with to enhance the gaming experience, but what really matters is how well does this phone handle games. That's what the performance is all about. This phone is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 6080 chipset, and it should handle games like PUBG Mobile as well as Call of Duty Mobile with no problems. More demanding titles like Genshin Impact will cause this chip to show its weaknesses. So to enjoy intense games like this, keep the settings at the lowest area as possible. It's pretty smooth in multitasking because it has up to 24GB of RAM, which is virtually separated of 12 and 12 gigs, and up to 256GB of internal storage. And I'm very impressed because the chipset supports 5G connectivity, So that means ludicrous internet speed wherever you are. So since this is a gaming smartphone, is the camera as a piece of trash? Well, not really. This phone has a 108 megapixel camera with additional macro and depth cameras. The photos are okay in good lighting conditions, and even when you go low light, the super night mode makes the photos quite visible. The video recording on both the rear and front is capped at 2K resolution and it's pretty impressive. So before we get to the final conclusion, let's have a say at the battery life. This phone has a 6000 mAh battery with 70W fast charging, and it fills up this battery from flat in about 15 minutes. You can use safe charging mode which charges slower but doesn't really affect the battery health as much. And there's also bypass charging which charges this phone directly without juicing the battery, which helps the battery. This one doesn't support wireless charging, but it supports reverse charging which can charge other phones as well, which is an outstanding feature at this price. So should you buy the Pova 6 Pro? For those of you into gaming, this is a very good phone at this price, and you are not still getting compromises that come with being a gaming-centric phone. Get a nice camera, amazing performance, a beautiful software and so much more. Well, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel and check out this playlist to see the best budget Tecno smartphones since 2023.